time to admit this about Liv Morgan. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is and why it's so significant, why it's such a huge deal that Liv Morgan fans and haters both agree on this, y'all, that it's time. It's time because Liv Morgan, she's had an unbelievable 2024. Most recently, she is coming off of a victory over Rhea Ripley at Bad Blood, but she had to do so with some help. No, it wasn't from the Judgment Day. No, it wasn't from Dominic Mysterio. You saw it first case and on point because Dominic Mysterio, he was up in a shark cage. He, at one point, fell out of the shark cage, hanging by his ankle. Rhea Ripley, well, she saw it as an opportunity, took a kendo stick to this man, whooped him down like a dog, and then it was the returning Raquel Rodriguez, someone in which we've not seen since February of this year, someone who has history with Liv Morgan, someone who is in a new role, in my opinion, in a much better role, a more prominent role, and in a role in which she deserves. That big, dominant, managerial, bodyguard type figure who's always going to be looking out for the best of Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, she has already had a victory over Rhea Ripley. Technically, they are 1-1-1 in this feud, right? Because Liv Morgan, she went over at SummerSlam, scoring the win thanks to Dirty Dom. It was then a mixed tag team match where Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest teamed up together and took on Liv Morgan and Finn Balor. Dirty Dom. And it was Dirty Dom who had to eat defeat. It was Dirty Dom who had to watch Liv Morgan get pinned, right? So, and then obviously Bad Blood. Liv Morgan, though, she's had an unbelievable 2024. Coming back at the Royal Rumble, kicking off the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, going straight into a program with Becky Lynch, a program in which they would build off of just a few months later. Everything's clicked for Liv Morgan. She's had a career year. Her career took off in ways that no one, including herself, could have ever imagined. Liv Morgan aligning herself with Dirty Dom, turning heel, going after Rhea Ripley, injuring Rhea Ripley, causing her to vacate the Women's World Championship, going into a feud with Becky Lynch. All these things are important stepping stones. They're important stepping stones to this moment in time. And it's a very important stepping stones in which leads us to today's video. Because today's topic is talking about how I believe it is time for Liv Morgan to drop the Women's World Championship. I think it's time that we go in a different direction. And I think it's time that Rhea Ripley regains her championship. Now, as according to this video, I don't know when they're going to book the third trilogy match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. They could have announced it. They could have not. It does not matter when this match takes place. It could be a Crown Jewel on November 2nd. Could be at Survivor Series. Could be Saturday night's main event. Could be the Royal Rumble. We don't know. I don't know. But I do know this. I do know that it's time that Liv Morgan's reign ends. And I'll tell you why. Liv Morgan, she has been champion for over 100 days now. During that course of time, she has retained the championship over Becky Lynch on the May 27th episode of Monday Night Raw inside of a steel cage. Really good match. She then defended it against Zelina Vega on a July 1st episode of Monday Night Raw. She then beat Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. And then, of course, Rhea Ripley beat Liv Morgan via DQ at the Bad Blood PLE. Yes, she's defended at house shows. We're talking about PLEs. We're talking about TV. We're talking about televised events. I'll tell you why in two courses as to why Liv Morgan's Women's World Championship reign should end. Number one and on the foremost, it's Rhea Ripley who needs to get her revenge, her ultimate revenge on Liv Morgan. She needs to win back her championship. She's got her revenge on Dirty Dom. Now she's messing around with Raquel Rodriguez. But she's going to eventually beat Liv Morgan. I truly do believe that this feud will end when Rhea Ripley pins Liv Morgan 1, 2, 3, hosts up the Women's World Championship, and we hear those infamous words of, "No, Women's World Champion." I think that's what's going to happen to Rhea Ripley. I think that's what's going to happen with Liv Morgan, and I think that's what's going to happen in this program. If you look at it from a basic storytelling standpoint, there's no other story in which they can tell that makes sense. Rhea Ripley has to get her revenge on Liv Morgan. She's yet to do so. She also has to do so by winning back a championship that she never lost in the first place. Kick it back coming out of WrestleMania 40. It was Liv Morgan injuring Rhea Ripley in a backstage segment that caused Rhea to drop the championship to begin with. She had to vacate due to injury. She never got pinned. She never submitted. She didn't lose a gimmick match. She got injured. She was going to be out multiple months. The company didn't have any other choice. They saw Becky Lynch. She was walking out the door. Rhea Ripley, she was on the sidelines. You had to make a new star. They gave Liv Morgan, someone who has been underachieving in WWE based off of the own booking of the company, an underdeserved, underutilized talent. She's been waiting for this moment. She got that moment, and she took it to the house. Hit a home run. That's what Liv Morgan has done in 2024. Transformed her career. Transformed the women's division. But all good things have to come to an end. The other reason why I think Liv Morgan needs to end her reign as Women's World Champion, as much of a Liv Morgan fan as I am, as much praise, and I have praised this woman so many times, you have to end this reign because outside of the Rhea Ripley feud, she's defended it twice. Becky Lynch and Zelina Vega. Meh. It's there. Becky Lynch, everybody knew she was on her way out. That's still a big win. Monday Night Raw, steel cage, that's still a big win. But we knew Becky wasn't going to win the title back. She's on her way out. Liv just won the title 2 nights later, or 2 nights earlier, rather. She wasn't going to win that back. Meh. Right? Meh. Zelina Vega? No one had Zelina Vega pegged to beat Liv Morgan for the championship, especially with Rhea Ripley coming back. Meh. Right? Like, that's the problem. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan needs the championship. It does, because that's ultimately Rhea Ripley's revenge point. Right? I guess they could injure Liv, but, like, for the most part, it's the championship. After that, there's really not much for them to feud. Plus, they've already had 2 other matches. I love this feud. I hope they extend this feud until December. I hope they pay it off at Saturday night's main event. But if they don't, that's okay, because this feud needs to end. I don't want it to end tomorrow. I've enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the highlights. Aside from this feud, I think CM Punk and Drew McIntyre has been the best feuds on Monday Night Raw since Mania. Maybe Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. Maybe Jay and Braun Breaker. Maybe Braun Breaker and Sammy. Maybe Sammy and Gunther. But, I'm going to say it's Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I'm going to say it's right under the level of CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. And just like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, albeit they won't be meeting in Hell in a Cell, I think this feud ends after 3 matches. It makes sense, right? You tell the story that you want to tell. But I think that's the way they go. And I think the way that this plays out.